You're listening to the Prescribed Films Podcast Network, home to hundreds of hours of free podcast entertainment. The shows on this network all have a common goal, providing you with the best discussions about movies and other forms of entertainment media. The PFPN hopes to fill your earholes with audio joy. Visit our website with links to all the other amazing shows at www.thepfpn.com. Thanks for listening.
It used to be that calling a film a turkey was an insult. Nowadays, there's actually an audience for some of the worst movies ever made.
This movie sucks.
Baby, you are gonna go broke showing turkeys like these.
Now we're talking turkey.
Gobble, gobble, motherfucker. We cannot help but love bad movies.
It's turkey time. Gobble, gobble.
And welcome, everyone, to another exciting rendition of Let's Talk Turkeys. We're talking Girls Just Want to Have Fun from 1985.
The girls of Holy Grace have a reputation to uphold.
Day-o. Say day, you say day, you say day, you say day. I'm not gonna let you miss anything. Hi. Stay away from him, he's a boy.
We had a deal.
We made a deal when I was 7 and a half nightlife with the Muppet Show.
Sorry.
I can do any step you can do.
I hate him.
He's a guy and he's alive. What's there to hate? He's just...
You know? I mean,
Is he gonna call you tomorrow?
I think so.
You are grounded.
We're in this thing together, huh?
We sure are. The moves, the music, the movies.
Let's do it.
Girls just want to have fun.
I'm Movie Miss. I'm here with my co-host, Nikki Flicks.
What's up, yo?
And we have special Girls Just Want to Have Fun super fan guest joining us today. Please welcome to the pod, Ricky.
Hi, everybody.
Hello. We should call you Miss DTV.
No argument here.
Although I will say your hair is a little different than Ricky's, but all right. So let's jump into this Girls Just Want to Have Fun. First thing I want to ask before we jump into any stats is you grew up in the same household, the two of you, and you were close in age. So you saw a lot of the same movies at a lot of the same times. Do you guys remember the first time you saw this? Or, what is like your first awesome memory of this movie? Either one of you, take it away.
I don't remember the first time I saw it. I was only 4 when it came out, so it couldn't have been when it came out.
Brag.
Yeah, it would have been probably a few years after the fact on VHS once a VCR and account at the local video store existed. So I'm guessing we saw it in maybe 88, 89, which is around the time that home video was a big thing in our house, and trips to the video store where we got to pick out our movies. And I remember seeing the bright pink cover and the name, which I love the song by Cyndi Lauper, and going, okay, that's definitely tonight's pick. We're going to do this. I don't remember specifically, but I was so excited about the movie because I am a lifelong lover of dance, and I wasn't really allowed to watch a whole lot of dance movies before that age. So this is like the first one I saw where it's like, this is about dancers and dancing. And I just lived for it because, yeah, I'm obsessed with dance movies.
What about you, Miss DTV?
Well, whatever Nikki Flicks did, I followed. So I'm sure I had no choice, and she made me watch it. And then I fell in love.
Okay, that's fair enough. That's about what happened to all of us, I think, in our household. We we watched something and then we shared it amongst each other, and it was just a staple. Okay, so quick rundown. It is 90 minutes long. It breezes by. If you're into this with the music and the fun they're having, it flies by. Critic score. The reason we're talking about this today, on Rotten Tomatoes, it has a 38%. Yeah, not too good. But the audience reviews, guys, 77. They're with us.
Well, yeah, it's a super fun movie.
Yep.
It's not super deep.
Yeah.
So the critics
Right.
critics probably just unanimously eye rolled and moved on.
Well, as you mentioned already, Nikki, Cyndi Lauper's song was the inspiration, and it is actually featured in the film. However, it is sung by other artists. And I did a little bit of Googling and found that the reason is they were having licensing issues with the holder of her song rights. And in further Googling, a movie that came out a year before this called Night of the Comet. I don't know if you guys have seen that one. It also features Cyndi Lauper's Girls Just Want to Have Fun, literally 1 year before this, also sung by yet another different artist. So the people that had her song didn't want to give it up.
Yeah. Well, her version of it. Clearly they got the
Right.
rights to the title and the actual song, just not her recording of it.
Right, which seems weird to me. But okay, so budget of less than 5 million, shocker. And box office of 6.3 worldwide.
So this movie, not a great financial investment, but it definitely has had a second life on video. It's a cult classic.
Yes, and hell of a star maker vehicle too, because even though she likes to deny that it is in her repertoire, Miss Helen Hunt is in this movie, Sarah Jessica Parker, Jonathan Silverman, Shannon Doherty, like the list goes on and on.
Mm-hmm.
This movie is chocked full of great actors and fun personalities, don't you think?
Well, Helen Hunt, she was fantastic. And little fresh-faced Shannon Doherty. What was she,
Right.
12 maybe?
I think she was 12. Yeah. All right. So one last little thing, which because we're like into this whole music dance stuff, and I noticed this, the director, Alan Meter, he was big for doing Olivia Newton-John music videos. And he also happened to do some Olsen twin movies and some Rodney Dangerfield movies. But the music videos, I was like, oh, that makes perfect sense for this kind of movie.
Totally. It's the birth of the MTV inspired movie, a movie that's being marketed to the people who are watching videos on MTV.
Side note, in our household, we did not have MTV when I was a teenager. I felt so robbed. Maybe that's why I fell in love with this movie so much and was obsessed with it.
Yeah, we were a cable-free family growing up, so definitely, yeah, this was like our only exposure to what that looked like at the time. But it's definitely, you can tell, like, this is a 90-minute long music video broken up with some spoken word in between.
Exactly. All right. Well, let's jump in. For anybody who isn't familiar with this movie, shame on you for listening to this before watching it, because we're going to ruin every little thing for you. But here's the plot. And I got this from IMDb, I think. Janie, a new girl in town, meets Lynn, who both share a passion for dancing. Together, the two enter a competition to be new regulars on dance TV. However, Janie's father doesn't approve. Wah wah.
Mm-hmm.
I think that sums it up pretty well.
Yeah, it's not a super complex plot. So yeah, one sentence done. Yeah, here's the setup. Here we go.
All right. So I will say also, being a child of the 80s, basically, I was a teenager. Not to brag, but New World Pictures logo comes up on the screen. I got all kinds of tingles and feels, y'all.
Nostalgia.
Isn't it?
The same feeling last night when I watched it again. And the same thing happens when I see the Touchstone come on.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Those were our childhood. Touchstone and New World Pictures.
Yes. Seriously. And TriStar with the like little Pegasus.
Yep.
Yeah. Thank you. So we got the logo. Okay, cut to. I love a cold open, you guys. Love it. So this movie has one. We meet Army brat Jane or Janie, and she's standing in front of a high school class at a Catholic school, nervously introducing herself. It immediately endears her to us. I love it. She's so cute and nervous. She mentions she's moved around a lot. She's an Army brat, and she's now in Chicago. We also learn she loves music, gymnastics, and dancing. I love this opening scene because it tells you immediately, this is who we're watching. This is what they're about. Here we go.
I agree. It's so quick and so short, but it makes you just love her and know who she is and what she's about without 30 minutes of boring backstory. Perfect.
Yes, absolutely. And we also get a glimpse of Helen Hunt playing Lynn in class. And I love that she's cutting out her own yearbook picture and putting her head on Eddie Van Halen's body on a magazine. You like, again, immediately learn in 5 seconds that she is the rebel that's gonna, partner perfectly with Jane. So Jane wraps up by saying she's always wanted to come to Chicago because that's where they make her favorite show, dance TV. Love it. So into it because then the music starts, dancing starts, they segue into all the DTV dancers. And then, of course, we meet Ricky.
No, not quite yet.
Right? Isn't she in that opening?
Nope. The opening credits, I literally just rewatched before we began recording. So it's so fresh in my head. That opening sequence is just like the opening of DTV where you're seeing the dancers and yep. I absolutely live for it because I adore real good professional dancers being used on film. Choreography is super cool and fun for the 80s. We're in our time machine, so let's just give it all a pass for being so 80s. The choreography is awesome. They're featuring a lot of really great dancers, and it gives you an idea. What was Janie talking about? What's dance TV? Here you go. Here it is. And then after that is when her and Lynn really meet. And then later they see the show on TV. And that's when you're when you're gonna meet Ricky.
That's right. They go to babysitting at one of Lynn's clients' house and they're watching dance TV. And that's where we meet Ricky. You know what I liked too about this is when they go to babysit, Lynn is all excited about a 25-inch TV.
Right.
She's like, yes, you're going to love it. There's a 25-inch TV. That's right. And then they get settled, and they start watching dance TV. And yes, then we get to see Ricky, who I don't remember that on MTV when I did finally see it later. If they had like news girls in crazy outfits giving updates.
I don't know about that exactly. They always had music news though.
Oh yeah, the music news was a big deal. There was a lot of really cool, really hip, in the know women in the early MTV days. Like you had Julie Brown and so
Martha
definitely
Quinn,
Martha Quinn, exactly. So they're paying homage to that type of role that was definitely existing on MTV at the time, but not quite like that. Not nearly as fucking fabulous as Miss Ricky. But real quick, we kind of skipped over. It sticks out to me so much when Janie gets on the school bus with Lynn.
Mm-hmm.
Can we talk about Lynn and her Velcro clothes and how she's turning everything inside out so that she can, look appropriate for babysitting, which is a leather skirt and dinosaurs in her hair?
I wanted that outfit so much. I wanted to be her. How cool was she? And how genius. And she thought Velcro was the greatest invention besides tab and
the Walkman.
Yeah, I honestly am shocked that she is so snobby about this now and like doesn't want to talk about ever being in this movie, because SJP embraces it. She always talks about this when I see her and somebody wants to joke with her about it. Helen Hunt is so great in this. She is bigger than life. She's everything the character needs to be. Why would you be embarrassed about this amazing performance? Seriously.
Agreed. And she created so many fans so young. I think we all just kind of bonded with the girls in the movie, and she definitely was great and did her job well.
Yeah, you feel like you can relate to at least one of them, or you want to be at least one of them.
I wanted to be Lynn and Janie, but I really was the Shannon Doherty, the annoying little sister.
I would definitely following that train of thought. When I was a kid and then when I was a teenager, I was definitely a Janie. I wished I was a Lynn. I always looked for my Lynn and found Lynns to befriend. As an adult, I'm a Lynn in Janie's clothing. I had no idea that I'm actually I love to let my freak flag fly, and I'm very outspoken about how weird I am. So yeah, maybe it's in part to Lynn not being afraid to let it all hang out on that school bus.
Disappointed you didn't wear your dinosaur clips today for us.
I know they're in storage.
All right, so the DTV host, much to Janie's excitement, announces that there's a contest to find a new dance TV couple. Live auditions on Friday. This always confused me, you guys. I know this is a silly thing, but when he's announcing it, he says there's auditions on Friday, and then Saturday we'll have a dance off and find 7 couples to dance live. I was confused by the whole timeline because it doesn't work that way when you watch the movie. It plays out over several weeks.
I got very confused when I just rewatched it also. That stuck out to me too. Wait a second. Do they do all this in 2 days or
Right.
I suspect that they have the audition on the live stage, they narrow it down, and then among those couples, the next day they were having another sort of narrowing down again before they're moving on to the live show. Much like
maybe.
how these talent shows work, like American Idol, The Voice, that you go through a double elimination audition and then you make it to the big live show. So
Okay.
I think there was maybe more, and then they kind of just out of laziness didn't edit the script when they weren't going to be putting that into the movie. That would be my guess.
That sounds right.
what if they filmed it? Do we have deleted scenes anywhere?
Oh,
I Googled for that, hoping that maybe like on YouTube or something there was some, but no, not that I could find.
wah wah.
Wah, wah. Okay, so we are watching this announcement, and then it's such a brilliant fade way to cut to a new scene, because you pull back and you see that also watching this announcement are buddies Drew and Jeff, who is the Joey Lawrence lookalike of the film.
Can we talk about how absolutely super talented, but also, yes, Joey Lawrence, like beautiful Mr. Lee Montgomery is?
I was a fan of the hair.
He is incredible looking. Yeah, like clutch my pearls, get out my fan.
Girl,
this is
yes.
a beautiful guy, and he's a hell of an actor. He's just adorable. Also, quite a talented dancer. That they do have doubles, but you can see he does a lot of his own stuff. So yeah, what a talented guy. He's super cute too.
I saw you fanning yourself over there, Ricky. Are we liking the Lee Montgomery?
Oh, he was so cute. Maybe that's where I fell in love with Bad Boys. I don't know.
Because he had a motorcycle and a leather jacket.
Yes. So they made him out to be a bad boy. I don't think he really was. He was
And he had
that could be.
Yeah.
He had the best eyelashes too. I was jealous of those eyelashes.
That is something that I definitely like. I made a note. Literally, there is a note. This man's eyelashes, like his eyes, just that little twinkle in his eye, and what beautiful eyelashes. Like screw you, boy, for having such beautiful natural eyelashes. Us girls don't have that. Dang it.
I know.
Yeah, super cute guy. But then you also get the antithesis of what Jeff is, which is the lovely Jonathan Silverman as a extremely unlikable dude, Drew.
Yeah, he has a little bit of maturing to do, for sure.
He's so likable, though. He was very immature and nerdy, but he was so likable because he was more real. Definitely more realistic.
That's a good point.
Realistic in that he's a super aggressive perv, which a lot of teenage boys are. There's so many problematic things about his behavior. He's just
we'll get there.
He's so freaking gross, but not to poo poo on Jonathan Silverman. He's a really cool actor. He's done a lot of really fun stuff. He's good at what he does, and he's just playing the character. But it's a god awful character.
He's Weekend at Bernie's guy, right?
Yep.
I mean,
yeah. He and Andrew McCarthy in
that's what I thought.
Weekend at Bernie's. Yeah.
Oh, we're connecting the verse here, the mannequin verse.
We did it again. We find these little connections. It's like there's an extra drinking game beyond the ums and uhs, which I'm guilty of as well, movie miss. Would be find the degrees of separation, follow the chain of separation that we're getting here with our movie choices. It's unintentional, we swear, but if you can find it, kudos to you.
No, absolutely. So next we meet spoiled prima donna Natalie Sands as she's telling her daddy that she needs to be on dance TV. What are our thoughts on Miss Natalie? Ricky, what did you think?
Her hair is fabulous. It's beautiful, but what a bitch.
Yes, and so entitled, right?
So spoiled, but she had that closet. Do you guys remember that? It's like a dry cleaner closet.
Give me the line. Somebody give me the line when she has to figure out what she's going to wear to school.
Decisions are the worst.
Yes, she is pre-Cher Horowitz with that closet. I love it. So the actress Holly Gagné, I'm guessing that's the correct pronunciation for that last name. Definitely beautiful to look at. Like Ricky was mentioning, her hair. I wanted Natalie's room. I wanted her all the dressings on her bed, all that pink satin, what she's wearing. I wanted that closet. Like, honey, she might be a total bitch, but I'm living for her style. And who doesn't want to be a spoiled little princess? I love it. She's like, I'm going to star on dance TV. Don't I deserve that? What a bitch. But the actress, Holly Gagné, definitely, to my eye, clearly a very, very talented, well-trained dancer, because they do a lot to show you that she doesn't have no dance double here. She's later on. Yeah, she's a great dancer. So not often that you see someone who doesn't need any dance double to be doing what she's doing, and then is also pulling it off as an actor. It's usually like one or the other is happening. Right. So she's fucking cool. And she went on to do a lot of soap opera work and play the bitch, or, you know, like went on to do a lot of TV work. So she's had a pretty good career, but she's so awesome in this movie.
Well, you know, just to hit the point home, because her last name is Sands, we cut to Janie coming home to an aggressive Doberman chained in her yard. And I never noticed this before, but behind her, when she's entering the yard, is a truck that says Sands Security. So it's like he's got his fingers in everything, this girl's dad. Like, they must be the wealthy people in town, you know, the family. So
later, when they get the security system for Janie's bedroom window, it says Sands Security System.
That's right. Yep.
And I just have to mention, Misty, you were talking about the Doberman.
Yeah.
So when Janie sees the dog and she's going, "Oh, hey, Benji, Boomer, Sandy," super cute little shout out to the fact that Sarah Jessica Parker did play Annie on Broadway. So of course she's going to be like, "Hey, Sandy, is that what I could call you?" Just a little tidbit, little side note there that she was on Broadway as Annie.
That's amazing. So what's up?
I never realized that. That's adorable.
Yeah. The multi-talented Sarah Jessica Parker.
Definitely.
Okay, so we meet her parents now, and her mother looks straight out of the 1940s, which I 100% dig. I dug it then, I dig it now. Her father is stereotypical stern military man, speaking in military terms and using military time. And then her younger brother, Zach, who is very big on blackmail, as we find, and loose change.
Yes, this kid might be related to Felix the Guard from Mannequin. The way he's sort of running around living his covert military operation life.
We just keep coming back to this mannequin verse. What is going on? Jane's dad quickly puts the kibosh on Jane's auditioning for dance TV. He will have no part of it. And then we quickly cut to after school on Friday. Lynn and Jane go ahead and go, even though she's not supposed to the audition. And I just, I hate to pick apart this beautiful movie that we love so much, but when they're getting ready to go, she leaps over that hedge and jumps onto a moving city bus. I'm pretty sure you can't open the doors on those when they're in motion. Or
in the 80s.
What's that?
Maybe you could in the 80s. They didn't care about children's safety back then.
Exactly. We were rolling around the back of a pickup truck. Nobody cared.
That's true. And in the Hitcher, those kids are sitting in the back of the station wagon with no seat belts. Like, it was caution to the wind in the 80s.
Yeah, you could strap your baby to the hood of the car if there's no room inside. Like, big deal. It's the 80s. So yeah, she's gonna jump on a bus while it's moving.
I do like that Drew and Jeff roll up to the audition in this old beat up, I guess it looks like, is it a Mercedes, or does anybody know what that is?
Oh, it's a Mercedes. I think he said it, didn't he?
I don't remember.
Yes, he says this car makes a statement. It says a lot when you pull up in a Mercedes. And then I still say this to this day, is Jeff going, yeah, it makes a statement. It says, hi, I'm garbage. I quote that all the time still.
The one I quote y'all to this day is, and my husband looks at me like I'm from another planet because I laugh every time. We pull up in front somewhere and I say, oh, parking place in front. That's a good omen.
Yep, me too.
Just like Drew does. Yeah, I love that.
I do too. I just said it like a week ago when I was shopping for new jeans, and wouldn't you know it, parking space up front, and I found the perfect pair of jeans on clearance for $40. So it is a good omen.
See, the women will appreciate that. That's good. So Lynn and Natalie have a little pseudo confrontation when Natalie basically almost runs over Lynn and Jane. We're going to cut to the dancing auditions. I only had a couple of notes for this scene. The disco couple and the ballet dancers. Where did they think they would? What audition did they think they were at? I mean, I guess in '85, disco wasn't dead.
That I could understand a little bit, but I never understood the ballerinas. Like, why? You really think you're going to be on a hip, cutting edge MTV style show doing ballet?
Right. Well, they do let those jazz twins on, so that I thought was weird too. Okay, so Lynn's partner sabotages her, and we find out it's because he's paid off by Natalie from that earlier confrontation. She's mad at Lynn, and Lynn vows to get even. Okay, so then Janie, the judges are impressed with her. Do you guys, she had a double, right? Sarah Jessica Parker for the gymnastics stuff, or no?
It definitely has a double, as does Lee Montgomery. And this is the only scene in the movie where they really make that too apparent, and they have a huge snafu where you actually see the faces of each of their doubles as Lynn is having her moment for her audition. You see both of their doubles, actual shots of their face. Big no in a dance movie when you're using doubles. You have to be careful not to do that. And they do make that mistake in this scene. Definitely, that's why you see the, cut to now we're super far away as she's doing all these impressive things. And now we're close up on her face as she's doing something much simpler. But again, both of them have natural dance talent, natural dance ability. So it's important to make it feel more seamless that you have real dancers and then also doubles who can do the super extra stuff.
Well,
I will go ahead, Rick.
Lynn, maybe not so much, but what she lacks in substance, she makes up with style.
That's right. Helen Hunt should be proud of herself
So
for this. Yeah, she don't
100%.
need no double.
So they put Jeff and Janie together, and I like that the guy says it looks like Rebel Without a Cause meets Sound of Music because she's in her uniform from school. I think they make the cutest couple so much.
Oh, they're perfect together.
They're definitely cute together. And then speaking of the guy who's pairing them up, can we just talk for a second about Ira?
Oh, please.
Played by Terrence McGovern, and he does such a good job. So funny the way he's just so irritated and annoyed as it's going on. Like, he's not into watching the dancers unless they're really blowing him away. He's got his pills, his assistant's trying to take him away, and he's like, wait, no, I just need one of those. who hasn't felt the struggle of poor Ira? He's not really loving his job, and he is wishing he was more heavily medicated.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, super funny moment. He does a good job.
So anything else about the dance scene before we move on? Ricky, any thoughts?
Yeah, the music, even though most of it's very 80s and nothing we would listen to now, it was so perfect and fun to listen to and watch them dance to. It makes you want to get up and dance. So I really love that scene. It's just fun, and it shows the fun of the DTV and that why everyone wants to be a part of it. It was a lot of fun.
It was the girls having fun and the boys. It was everybody was having fun. So then that night we get to meet Jeff's dad and his sister Maggie, played by Shannon Doherty. If you don't know who she is, Charmed, 90210. And she's what, probably like 12 in this?
Something like that. Yeah, she's young.
Yeah, she's adorable. And sassy. Oh, she has a mouth on her. I love it when she says to her dad, don't throw a mental.
Yep.
Sass.
Yep.
Go ahead, Nick.
Oh, just Shannon Doherty, like, even at that young age, she's already done, a lot of work. She was on Little House on the Prairie, so you already know kind of who she is. She's familiar, but even at that young age, just showing how awesome the things to come from Shannon Doherty are going to be. She's got that sass, that quick mouth. She's so cute and likable in this movie.
Yep. All right, so let's tick along here. Jeff and Janie try to connect to practice, but he gets stood up because she can't sneak out of the house. I don't understand why they have to meet at this weird, not weird, but like this out of the way dance hall. Like, if you're just practicing and learning each other, can't you really just do it anywhere? Like, why is it we have to be at this place at this time? And if you stand me up, you're a horrible person. It's like, I don't know. I feel like he needs to chill out.
I can tell you what's up, as like I said, someone who is obsessed with the world of dance, professional dancers, these talent shows, like So You Think You Can Dance, or singing shows like American Idol. Once you've been selected in this point of the audition process, you've already had to start agreeing to their terms and signing contracts that you're going to be a part of the show. And part of that is like insurance liability. They have to have the people who are going to be involved in the show in a space that they are able to monitor. That's part of the process when you're joining one of these talent shows like this. So it makes sense that they would have a designated place where this is where you're supposed to come and rehearse.
The voice of reason, solving all my doubt. Once again.
That's me.
I thought it was because they just had to have an outlet to plug in the boombox and they wanted mirrors to look at themselves.
That too makes sense.
The boombox, yes. Although we do learn it's portable because when they do that scene outside, when they're jumping in the trees, they've got the boombox there.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Okay, so the next day, Jane ditches school to meet Jeff to practice. And of course, they immediately butt heads. He calls her moves baby-ish, and she calls his moves something she's seen in 3 music videos and a Levi's commercial. And y'all, I'm here to say she's not wrong.
Totally. I loved, and I don't think appreciated when I was young, but I did now, how quick Janie's character was to go throw it right back at him, throw anything right back at Natalie, her arch nemesis. They all thought she was this little goody two shoes, and that's why her dance partner didn't like her at first, but she was quick to give it right back to everyone, and I was loving it.
Yep. That line where Natalie busts in, do you have change for a 20? And just right instantly, Janie comes up with, I don't have anything smaller than a 50. Like, just like maybe she's picking up some of Lynn's personality by having her on as a bestie, where she's getting a little more sassy and confident. Yep. I definitely noticed that too, because everybody knows Nikki Flicks loves to notice a strong female in a movie, and Janie's kind of a badass.
But let me segue over to a little bit of Lynn's personality now. Another woman who's present in this movie a lot. She's got low standards when it comes to men, because after practice, she's walking with Janie, and Janie's so frustrated, like, oh, I hate him. And Lynn says, he's a guy and he's alive. What's to hate? So pretty low standards for Lynn, unfortunately.
Well, probably going to an all-girls private school. She just could take anything she could get. But
Right?
Can we talk about Lynn for a minute?
Go,
thing
yes.
I did not appreciate when I was young, but I do now.
Go for it.
What a great friend she was to Janie. He instantly becomes her friend, doesn't want her to miss her show, so she lets her come babysit with her. And they instantly become best friends, even when Lynn is sabotaged at the dance tryouts and can't continue. She's still there trying to help her friend win and is nothing but rooting for her the whole time. And she is such a good friend to her, helps her sneak out, lies to Janie's parents for her. She was the kind of friend we all need.
Yes, Lynn's a homie.
She's
Lynn is a homie. She's
a ride or die.
Yep, I noticed the same thing. Like, even though what just happened to her really sucks during the audition, she's back out with the rest of the crowd and totally Janie's #1 fan. Just not even worrying about what happened to her. She's a supportive bestie.
So we find out that Natalie is having a debutante ball, which is akin to a Sweet 16, I'm guessing.
Yeah, but when you're 18,
18.
I believe it's when you turn 18.
Okay.
In the world of debutantes.
I don't know. I never was one. And I'm okay with that. So she invites Jeff, who of course crumples it up and acts like he's not going to go, but he saves the invitation. We find out for later. That'll come into play later. And then basically, I want to know if you guys ever did this. This is a question to both of you. Lynn and Jane are walking home like the next night, and their conversation is again more insight into Lynn's standards. She says to Jane, when I'm in a room with a guy, a date, my dentist, whoever, anybody, I think if we were the last two people on earth, would I puke if he kissed me? Is this something? I never did this. Is this something that women do? Did you guys ever do this?
No, and I'm not sure why you would need to. If I wouldn't puke when you kiss me, it still does not mean I find you attractive or want you to kiss me. So I have a little bit higher standards than Lynn, I suppose.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I would say if we can harken back to when they're on the school bus and Janie's like, why are you wearing these clothes? Do you have a date? And Lynn's response, no, I wish. I know I must be horny. So that tells you a lot about her character. Like you're saying, she's even though she's such a free spirit and seems like such a wild child, she clearly is very inexperienced with boys.
Right.
So yeah, she has nothing to go on. Yeah, her standards are very low.
So we're going to fast forward to the mall scene. Lynn and Jane are hanging out, and they come across Drew getting fitted for a suit. We find out for the debutante ball party, whatever. And little Maggie shows up on her skateboard, and I kept thinking, skateboard in the mall? Was that allowed in '85? Can't do that now.
I thought the same thing. How'd she get a skateboard in there? Where's security?
And security's not present when Lynn and Janie are running the wrong way down the escalator, like through all the people.
Yeah, but were malls really like that in the 80s, Movie Miss?
Yes, defer to me because I was very big into the malls in the 80s.
Yeah.
And it is a very accurate depiction of what it was like. Yes.
I'm jealous.
I gotta say, Ricky, come on. We did spend our fair share of time hanging out at the local mall in the early 90s when we were into our teen years, and not too far-fetched to be able to run down the up escalator unsupervised. Definitely did that a time or two. And the idea of somebody having a skateboard inside the mall, until the one security guard who, is busy worrying about eating his Wetzel's pretzel finds you, you could totally get away with it. Come on.
or his hot dog on a stick.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, they're doing what all teenagers do in the mall. The skateboard, the escalator shenanigans, yelling at people you don't know. Yeah, just cackling and giggling like girls do.
So they find out that Drew has Jeff's crumpled up invitation and he's using it to be the +1 to go to that debutante thing of Natalie's. And they take it and go to the quick print shop, which is in the mall, I guess.
Yeah.
Was that a big thing? Kinko's was in the mall.
Everything was in the mall, girl.
But they have 150 copies of this runoff because they decide that there were some people Natalie forgot to invite to her party. And then cue the theme song for the movie. Not Cyndi Lauper's, unfortunately, like we said earlier. What do you guys think of this montage scene where they're running all over greater Chicago, throwing around these invitations?
The best. That's the best part of the whole movie. I think that's part of the reason why I love this movie is because I love a good movie montage. And that's all this movie really is. And they're running around having fun, meeting all these punks that debutante is not their scene. And it is the best part of the whole movie. And the diner, they go in a diner in the middle of the day where people are eating lunch, but then there's a dance floor and people are dancing. I was like, I don't know if that exists, but I want to be there. I want to eat lunch there. So great.
Just to give you an idea how similar minded Ricky and Nikki here are, literally in my notes it says when they're running around finding all these punk ass weird looking people to invite to Natalie's party, these look like the kind of people I want to go befriend and hang out with. And then also special note, the restaurant they're in, I wish I could go there for lunch. That's what my notes say. That's how great minds thinking alike over here with me and Ricky. We were so on the same page. We wanted to go eat a little bit, dance, hang out with the freaks and weirdos with the mohawks. Yep.
So this is where you guys are going to be a little bit jealous of my 80s life. Turns out there is a place like that. And it was in Irvine, California, near where I grew up. And we went there and we did exactly what you're seeing in the movie. We would have lunch. We would dance by the jukebox and act silly. That was life. Yes, swear to God.
Do you remember what it was called?
I do not.
Oh.
It was 50s themed. And we ended up actually going there for our prom dinner, like my junior year as well, because we loved it so much.
Did you guys dance after dinner before you actually went to prom?
Yes. It was the warm-up, the teaser. Got to get you in the mood. So yes, that did exist in the 80s, actually, and it was that much fun. I'm here to tell you.
If anybody listening remembers what it was called, please let us know.
Yes. Okay, so then cut to Natalie's dad at the gate, showing the security guard the invitation and saying, nobody gets in without one of these. Well, now we know what's to come, right? All the mayhem that is coming. The party gets crashed. I did like the band. The band at the party is the Grateful Dudes. And I always thought the drummer looked like a blonde Bruce Willis. I was like, hey, drummer.
I think the name of the band went over my head when I was little, but that is pretty genius.
I know, it's so good, right? So as Natalie and her dad enter the hall, the party gets crashed by the mob, proceeding to destroy the band's instruments. But yet there's still this great song that plays overhead while this flash mob of crazies breaks out. Thoughts on that, Nick?
Yes. Okay. So when the crazy party people show up, first of all, this looks like a party that I've definitely been at and thrown in my own house. I think Ricky can attest to that. So finally, it looks like we're having some fun. I definitely want to go to this party. Yeah, the song Wake Up the Neighborhood by the American metal band Holland. Really cool song. Like, it just really gets the mood going. And then you've got all these crazy punk looking party crashers. Super important to note, blink if you blink and you could miss him, but that's definitely Robert Downey Jr. popping up from underneath the table after one of the people pulls the tablecloth off and someone pops out underneath. That's totally Robert Downey Jr.
I thought it was him and I didn't know if it was ever confirmed or not, but I totally thought it was him.
Who needs
Very
it confirmed?
him.
Let's just say yes, it is.
No. It's definitely him. First of all, he did date Sarah Jessica Parker for a significant amount of time during the 80s. He looks the same as he does while he's filming Back to School, which I believe is around the same time,
And Weird Science.
85, 86. Yeah, but with the color streaks in the hair and everything. Possible that he was like filming Back to School nearby and went to visit his girlfriend and join the fun, something like that, maybe. But that's definitely him. But this party now, including the choreographed dancing by the punks and the flying blueberry pies, I totally want to go to that party.
Yeah. Ricky, what'd you think?
I never quite understood the choreographed dance routine with a bunch of the punks because that is so not punk. But they all broke into this choreographed little number. But the Holland song is what makes it for me. And I remember always in my head, you bring the Jack, I'll bring the Coke. And I didn't realize that they were talking about cocaine until like 5 years ago.
I thought Jack and Coke was the drink. Am I?
It is, but I think it's a double entendre where they're saying cocaine.
Oh,
right?
fancy.
Maybe?
All right.
Most definitely, because if we're kicking the party up to this level, you're going to be drinking the Jack straight, my friends, and then you're probably going to be using it as a chaser for La Cocaña. So yeah, I think Ricky's right.
All right. Well, I did like that Janie and Lynn and Maggie are peeking in through the window, watching all their destruction in progress. And Jeff sees them. So he gets the idea that they're the ones that instigated all of this. And he's so tickled by it. And I feel like this was a turning point for him in his feelings towards Jane in the movie, because he was more open and wants to meet with her the next day and get back to practicing.
Which in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, now you're okay with her because she's not a prude. Screw you, Jeff.
But they want you to think that, I think. That he's more open. He's got the leather jacket, the motorcycle. Come on.
Yeah, he is a bad boy. And once he thinks she's a bad girl, then he wants her.
Well, what's that phrase about something in the streets and something in the sheets? Like, she's got the Catholic school outfit.
She's a lady in the streets and potentially a freak in the sheets. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, they're teenagers. This is not going to be their lifelong partner. So yeah, you definitely are choosing people.
Nope. Sometimes you can fall in love at 17 and that's it forever. Dead or undead, saying.
It does happen. But for the purposes of this movie, definitely they're, come on. They're a couple of teenagers. So yes.
I had to get my little rib in there for Twilight, which is an episode coming soon, y'all, just so you know. All right. So let's move along. So school the next day, Jeff visits Jane and they make plans to meet. There is the nun on the pommel horse, which is a throwaway. It's a nothing that we really don't need to touch on, but I just want to because it makes me laugh every fucking time I watch this movie.
Because she's so good on it? Or because she has pants on under her robe?
Yes, and the whistle on the rosary, and she's like all in her gear, and she's pommel horsing it up every time I laugh. I know, I'm easy. I'm too easy. Dogs fart, nuns on pommel horse. I'm easy.
It's the little things that sometimes make you giggle. I'm right there with you. The image of her picking up her crucifix and almost blowing on that instead of her whistle always makes me laugh. And then yes, her hiking up her habit and jumping on the pommel horse. It's funny.
So instead of at the dance hall, they decide to meet at a club called The Court. And this is where Drew, his friend, tries hitting on a girl named Tiffany by playing Tune In Tokyo.
My favorite game to this day.
What you mean your husband's favorite game?
Touche.
You're both making such atrocious faces at this. Isn't this the best game ever? Like, you totally want to do it with strangers in public, right?
Well, the funny thing is I didn't think a whole lot of it when I was a kid watching this movie because...
What? He grabs her boobs.
Well, I probably didn't have any boobs when I was watching it. And compared to all the other movies we watched in the 80s, it was on par with it for
mild raunchiness.
Yeah.
Yep.
I didn't really think too much of it. And now, of course, it's like, what? That's sexual assault, bro.
Thank you. Yes. Yeah. He's escalating because at Natalie's party, he was, peeking down people's dresses, stealing girls away from dudes. He was feeling up an ice sculpture. Now he's moved on to filling up a girl who has not consented. So yeah, once again, Drew's a creep. He's pretty gross.
And they normalized it back then, really.
In the 80s, yeah. I mean, look at Revenge of the Nerds, for crying out loud. It was very normalized to objectify and sexualize women, and mild sexual assault was just a hilarious part of a teen comedy.
Well, I did get a laugh out of his line, though. I'm going to tell you, even though it's all wrong, all kinds of wrong. Jeff punches out a guy that wants to dance with Jane, and they run out of the club and they hop on the motorcycle, and she's all nervous to get on the bike. And she says something to that effect. And Drew says, "It's the safest thing you'll ever have between your legs." I was like, what? I forgot he said that. I rewound it and was like, luckily she doesn't catch it.
Just another gem from that character, but I thought it was hilarious. And I laughed at all of these jokes and one-liners and not even knowing what they meant when I was a kid. Like, oh yeah, totally. And I had no clue that it was a sexual innuendo.
Didn't you want that though? Like, as far as like the bad boy and the motorcycle, even when you were little and you weren't really into boys, didn't it just look like they were having the best time? Like, so much.
Absolutely. That's why Donnie was my favorite new kid, because he was the bad boy.
Hot take, y'all.
Bad boy.
Hot take. Miss
Hot
Dance
take.
TV. Ooh, all
yes,
right.
Miss Ricky definitely is not afraid of her love for bad boys. Maybe a precursor to her love of Donnie Wahlberg was Jeff in Girls Just Want to Have Fun, but there's definitely photographic evidence of her love of Donnie Wahlberg, because she did meet him and turn bright red in that moment. Even though she was, in her 30s at the time, she was still a 10-year-old girl, y'all.
That's amazing.
I forgot how to speak when I met him.
I love that.
The bad boy in the leather jacket. It just works. But the scene after they ride away on the motorcycle, when you've got the two of them, can we just talk about how cute Sarah Jessica Parker is in this little scene? Because oh my God, the shyness and the excitement, and she's just like jumping up and down, can't contain herself. Like, I have a boyfriend, and he's like, you do? Well, you better tell him you're going to be hanging out with me.
Yes.
She's so stinking cute and adorable.
I love that she makes the first move too. She's the one that jumps up and grabs him and kisses him first.
Oh, that's right.
I never noticed that before. Super
Wow.
cute.
This movie had some good feminism happening in it to juxtapose the
Drew
character. Yeah, to juxtapose Drew.
for sure. So now we cut to this music montage of Jeff and Jane spending the next 2 weeks practicing and falling for each other. I love every second of it. I'm here for every second of it. Oh, you're smiling, Nick. It gets you all the feels, doesn't it? All the feels.
I love dance movies. Just like Ricky, I love a good musical montage where we take the dialogue out. So this movie, the way it's just a bunch of music videos with a few moments of talking in between, this is my favorite music sequence in the movie. It's just super cute. Unlike with the audition scene, they're being super careful with the doubles. You're getting it very seamless, where you're not able to tell when it's the actors and when it's the doubles. They do a really good job during this sequence with that. And they're careful to show Sarah Jessica Parker and Lee Montgomery's faces when they're doing some of their work in the studio, to be like, hey, these kids really are doing some of this dancing. They're reminding you of that. And I just love it. I love a good dance scene.
Yep. And they have the believable bodies for it too, when they're showing them in their outfits and trying to do stuff. I buy it. They look real to me.
Yep. Definitely.
So this whole time, yeah, you're just rooting for them so hard. It's so cute.
Mention.
Yeah.
The full montage. Every leotard that Sarah Jessica Parker wears is still to this day so adorable. I want to wear all of them. So cute. She has one with suspenders. Come on.
I want to go back to 1985, my body then, and then I'll wear them.
Sure. Okay. I'm with you.
That's not happening now. All right. So we cut to Natalie's dad confronting Jeff, basically telling him, throw the contest or I'm going to fire your dad, because we know that he works for him. So Jeff starts a fight with Jane, picks a fight, and admits that the contest is rigged. He doesn't want to compete. Jane gets caught sneaking back in her house at midnight and gets grounded. So basically, it seems like they're done, they're out, it's not happening. Jeff's dad finds out about the threat and tells Jeff, dance anyway. Fucking Father of the Year award.
Yes.
Right?
100%.
I love his dad.
He's the best dad in the whole movie, honestly. And I was really sad, though, kind of watching Jeff and the Elder Sands. He's telling him, basically, I can fire your dad if you don't throw the contest. And Jeff trying to kind of tell Janie that it's rigged. It's like, that's life. And he was totally, he's on to the game. And I love that his dad told him to dance anyway, because you're only a kid once and then life does suck. It can be rigged. So enjoy it while you're young.
Well,
but I really hit by that.
Yes. And especially because earlier in the film, he kind of razzes his kid when he finds out he wants to dance and says, well, trade school was good enough for me. And why don't you want to do trade school?
Yep, I'm right there with you guys. I love that his dad, even though he doesn't get it and it's not his thing, and clearly they're more of a low income family when you've seen their house, and he's a single parent. He's still gonna push Jeff to follow his passion and follow his dream and enjoy being the age he is and do what excites him. As a parent of someone who has aspirations of being a professional artist, it's definitely hard when you're trying to teach your kids how to survive in the world and how to deal with the capitalist society and Mr. Sands and all his crap and how the man is going to rig the game. It's hard to encourage your kid when you're trying to teach them how to adult to also follow an artistic passion. So kudos to Jeff's dad for doing that. He's a really good dad.
Yep. And then we're going to cut to the leading up to the end here. Lynn helps Jane sneak out to get to the dance TV studio. And I was sad. Yeah, we'll get to what she looks like here in a second. First, I have to mention the Doberman. He's chained up. He can't get to them, as we've seen numerous times. But she insists on taking her hairspray and a lighter and eat flame, bozo, and like shoots it at the dog. I was like, what? Animal abuse, y'all. We don't need that in this perfect little dance movie.
They didn't hurt the dog, so it's fine.
Lil Rambo from Mannequin can relate. Again, see the Mannequin verse, how I bring it back? See how I do that?
Yep. Good job, you.
Anything dog related, I'm on it.
let's just kind of brush past that, because animal cruelty, not really that unexpected in a movie that's chock full of problematic sexual assault or
touche.
Yeah, come on.
Well,
yeah.
Let's talk about Lynn.
Please.
When she shows up. Nikki, you've got the floor. Go. I know you love her. The hair.
Yeah. Can we just talk about Lynn's hair when she shows up and she's hanging upside down and then turns right side up, and you realize her hair wasn't hanging down because she was upside down? That's literally what she did to her hair. Every strand of her shoulder length hair is standing straight up. That's where most of the hairspray went, and she saved a little bit for Cujo out in the yard. We all know by this point that Ricky definitely has a soft spot in her heart for Helen Hunt and Lynn Stone. So I'd love to hear her thoughts on Lynn in this fantastic moment.
Oh, still so good. I mean, the hair, but then also she's not letting her BFF miss the dance contest. Come hell or high water, she's getting her out of that jail cell and getting her to the contest. And she had time to make a plan and do her hair. Come on, she's the best.
Yep, she makes it all come together. Okay, so they take off in the city bus, and they're headed toward the studio. The producer, Ira, I think you said his name was, gets into a little bit of a tiff in the studio with Ricky, Miss DTV. They have a fight and she quits. And then Janie shows up at the last second. I want to win if you do. He says, yeah. and they run in the studio and they're going to take it by the balls, and the dance competition starts. Only problem I had with this whole thing is right when they're getting ready to start, her hair is suddenly perfectly coiffed. She's all crazy running to get there, and then I want to win if you do. Cut, perfect hair. Let's go.
During the whole sequence where Lynn and Janie are traveling downtown, Lynn's hair changes completely, I think like 5 or 6 times before they end up at the studio as well. So come on, there is no logic in an 80s fluff piece. So let's just let it go. Janie looks adorable. She's taken a tip from Lynn. She's got the Velcro. She rips the clothes off and has her adorable outfit underneath.
Yep.
And her hair is ready to go, and she's ready to get out there and dance.
So this whole time, Jane's parents have been opposed to her doing this dancing stuff. They know she's wanted to do it, but they see that they turn the TV on and they see her on the TV, and the dad is suddenly shocked. Did you know about this? To the mom, I'm going down to the station. Like, really, dude? How do you even know where to go, first of all? Have you done your recon of Chicago?
Well, and why the hell did he think she was lying about taking a Latin class and sneaking out and stuff? What did he think she was doing?
Exactly. That's why I was like, what do you mean you're shocked? Are you serious? But he takes off to go get her. Cut back to the dancing. We've got a panel of judges like at the Olympics. They're like so into rating all these dancers. I just love it. I wanted to be there. I wanted to be watching the contest live. Okay, so we're just going to zip through. The contest happens, and basically it's a tie at the end for the winners. It's Janie and Jeff, and then it's prima donna Natalie and her partner, Joe Blow. Don't know who he is. Jane's dad shows up, and he's watching off to the side with Drew, who's yelling at the cameraman to make sure he gets Janie and Jeff in focus. I was cracking up at Drew, like all of a sudden I'm like, yeah, buddy.
I have to jump in because super, super important moment that has stuck with me my entire life. Before Janie's dad ends up in the studio where DTV is happening, he accidentally takes a detour into Uncle Woody's woods. And we see these 3 characters, dressed as farmyard animals. And I still quote to this day because it's so funny to me. He says, "Where's Dance TV?" And one of them turns around and says, "Get off my tail, butthead." I laugh so hard at that every time. They've got cigarettes and coffee and they look like they are so not enjoying their job. But that "get off my tail, butthead," I cackle like I'm still 10 years old every time. So then, yes, Janie's dad does find his way to the studio where Dance TV is happening. But let's not forget Uncle Woody's woods. It seems like a really scary place to visit.
Makes you wonder what it's like behind the scenes at Barney or Pee-wee's or, anywhere like that. Janie and Jeff dance their asses off. And because she's able to teach him some cool gymnastics moves, apparently that is what it takes to get the win to be on Dance TV. You've got to be a really good gymnast. What is that about? I just have to ask.
That occurred to me too, because it's not technically dancing when they're just tumbling across
Exactly.
the stage and back. They're not even dancing at all. It's just tumbling, which is very impressive, but it's not even integrated with dance at all at that point.
Yeah, that's how I felt. What, Nick? What?
I gotta chime in on it. So if you're paying attention to the dance style and the routine that Natalie and her partner are doing versus what Janie and Jeff are doing, I think the difference is, and what the judges see is that with Natalie's dancing, you've got lots of cool tricks and stunts and stuff that are happening, but it's all like Natalie in the spotlight, and he's just there to hold her up and show her off. When you got Janie and Jeff, not just the gymnastics, but the lifts and cool dance moves they're doing it together. They're showing each other off, and they're both doing a lot of the same skills. So it seems like a more equal partnership instead of just the Natalie show when you compare one to the other. So yes, obviously the gymnastics, it's like, is that really it? But hey, this is a TV show. Maybe they're looking to fill a niche, and a couple of gymnasts would fill it. Maybe that's what they want.
Well, it is what they want because they win unanimously. And I do like that when Natalie is storming off to her dad and complaining. And her dad just says, "Why don't you shut up?" I scared my dog. What's that?
It's about time.
Yes, I just yelled. I went, yes, and scared my dog because I was so finally, right? Like Natalie gets her. I mean, it's not much. I'm sure she won't change her ways, but it's something.
I was pretty happy. Finally, tell her to shut up, little entitled, spoiled brat.
Yes, and then so the host, which we didn't even mention of Dance TV, Richard Blade. I guess he was a local LA DJ, and so they got him to be the host of Dance TV. He comes out and he's saying, well, let's see what Miss Dance TV thinks about all this. And he starts calling for Ricky. Where's Ricky? Ricky, this isn't funny. We're live. Or something like that. And then here comes Lynn riding in on a golden horse-drawn little chariot with her hair all crazy. And she's Miss DTV now.
The best ending.
Yeah, especially because earlier she alludes to that. She says, oh, her job is the coolest.
Yeah, because obviously, you know, Lynn's not a dancer per se. She doesn't have the kind of training and skills that all the rest of these people have. Even the jazz twins, you haters, they all have dance skills. Lynn doesn't have that. Come on. What she does have is loads and loads of love of dance and love of music and shit ton of personality. Thank you very much. If anybody is qualified to take the crown from Miss Ricky, it's somebody like Lynn. So yeah, I would love to see what happened behind the scenes that made this happen. What the hell did Lynn do? Who did she run into? How did she end up on that golden chariot? But yeah, she's right where she belongs. Come on, she's way too fabulous for daytime TV. This bitch needs to go primetime.
So I like how I can bring it back to the mannequin verse yet again at the end of the movie. Because we get everyone's happy, Janie, Jeff, Lynn, Maggie, and Drew all together, and the music's playing, and we get a freeze frame ending. Oh, 80s movies, man. They loved a good freeze frame ending. Am I right?
Totally.
Even though this time it's not justified. There's nothing to do with mannequins. So you could forgive it in the movie Mannequin, but in this one, come on. But yeah, it's definitely just a standard 80s trope. You know, you want to, yeah. But honestly, how can you be mad at that freeze frame? Because look at all these beautiful faces that you've now been introduced to.
Right.
Who would go on to do really cool things. I don't mind staring at them for a minute as the song starts to play again. Not at all.
I know. And I'm smiling so big at this point too when the music starts. You're like, yeah, that was so fun.
All right. That Janie and Jeff won the contest, and Lynn gets rewarded for being the best friend. And she got her dream job. So
I didn't think of it that way.
Yeah.
Pretty funny. At 17, they both have their dream jobs now.
Nowhere to go but down, honey.
Living the life. Oh, Lord. All right. Well, since that's the end of the movie, is there any character or scene we didn't touch on that you guys really wanted to make a point of?
I actually was thinking about the guy who plays, I can't remember his name. He plays Janie's dad.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I feel like he's always an 80s dad, or he's always a military person. I can't think of the actor's name.
Ed Lauter.
Yeah.
But
he was the dad in Gleaming the Cube. Do you guys remember that little crush?
Oh yeah.
Him?
Absolutely.
Yes. I always thought he was so great, and he just seems like full-on 80s military dad in every movie he's ever been in.
It was perfect casting, I thought, for that. You're absolutely right. No, that's good.
One thing, in the very beginning, Janie's talking about how she's from everywhere, in quotes, because she grew up an army brat, but then her dad retired from the army finally and decided to retire to Chicago. Did anybody else find that weird that he decided to retire to Chicago of all places?
Yes, but I will say they covered for that nicely, because in the classroom scene in the cold open, the nun does say to her, well, this is how we learn she's in Chicago. Well, Chicago is going to have to do its fair share to impress a worldly traveler like you, or something to that effect. So we learn A, they're in Chicago, B, she has been all over. So you're right. Why land in Chicago? Especially when you have to have a Doberman chained in your yard, a giant security fence. You don't want your child going out after dark. This is where you pick to spend your golden years?
Yeah, exactly. Retired colonel from the army puts his family in a little apartment in Chicago. Come on. Maybe he's from Chicago. Who knows? It occurred to me that was strange.
All right. And Nikki, do you feel like we touched on everything you wanted to talk about?
Definitely. I think the continuing theme with these movies that we tend to reach back to our childhood, and particularly from the 80s, there's a lot of similar things happening. And then this one, just like Mannequin, just like many of the other movies that we're discussing on Let's Talk Turkeys, in particular, great casting, really good casting.
Right.
Even the less central characters, well cast. The actors are very good in their roles, doing what they do, just like Janie's dad. Yeah, just good casting tends to hook us in as women who grew up in the 80s. That seems to be something that we definitely remember and latch onto, is these movies that might not be great, but they're very well casted.
So we're going to wrap this up with 3 questions. Are you both game? Okay.
Sorry, I just thought of something I wanted to add.
Oh, go for it. And then we'll hit my 3 questions.
Speaking of how these movies were cast in the 80s, and I especially noticed in Girls Just Want to Have Fun, how normal and average most of the people look in the movie, especially the teenage girls.
Good point.
Of course, Sarah Jessica Parker and Helen Hunt were gorgeous, but they had their whole 80s style going on. They weren't supermodels, but every other girl in the school and the girls in the dance contest, they all looked normal. They
Good
weren't
point.
slutty, they weren't plastic, they just looked like normal girls. And I feel like that made this movie even better for girls who grew up in the 80s. You could see yourselves in the movie.
Yes. And not just this one, but like Nikki was saying, a lot of these movies that we tended to gravitate to, that's how it was. And I love that. You're so right.
Exactly. It's a whole different ball game now. Standards and who they cast, but I really appreciate that, going back and watching old movies, how normal everybody looked.
Well, so
Definitely.
you lead me to question 1 with that. This movie didn't get viewed very well. People didn't gravitate to it and like it and love it as much as we did early on. It took years to get a cult following. So my question is, do you think this film would have done better at the time if it had had a different title?
Yes. I think that a lot about certain movies that didn't do well that I thought were good. A lot of the times I think it's the title. Like Geely, is that how you say it?
Yeah.
No one wanted to go see it because they didn't know how to pronounce it at the box office when they were buying their tickets. Right?
Yeah, let's go with that. That's why.
And it was apparently a horrible movie. However, yes, because older people didn't want to go see a movie about little girls having fun. They didn't know what it was about, maybe. I don't know.
Right.
It's a little bit misleading, and it seems like they just named it that because of the song. It really kind of didn't have much to do with it.
And what do you think, Nikki?
Yeah, totally agreed. I don't know what else they could have called it.
I was just going to say, do you have an alternative title?
Really, yeah, I don't really have an alternative title.
Just anything.
But yeah, I feel like, yeah, definitely the name of the movie is a drawback. If you're not a fan of Cyndi Lauper, if you're not a fan of that song, you might be hesitant to go see a movie named after it.
Yeah.
They could have been a little more creative, I think.
All right. So question 2, Nikki, we'll go to you first this time. Did you want Ricky's job or did you want to dance on DTV? Which one did you want?
Oh no, I totally want to be Janie. I want to be one of the dancers. I have a lifelong dream of being either a professional gymnast, a professional dancer who is definitely trained in many techniques, or a professional figure skater. So yeah, those were my dreams as a kid. I wanted to be someone who professionally moves my body in a beautiful, graceful way. I would definitely be Janie.
All right. And then Ricky, don't disappoint me now.
Oh, I'm 100% Ricky.
Good answer.
My dream would to get paid a lot of money to do very little work. All you do is...
Isn't that everybody?
Yes, she has hot men carry her out on stage to give you music news updates for 5 minutes. What a dream job.
I know.
To be her.
Okay, good call. Good call. I'm with you. I'm going the Ricky route because I want to just sit there and have my fat ass carried around and pay dollars to holla. That's it. I'm not dancing for my supper. No, ma'am. All right. And then, of course, the most important question for last, as I always do. Question 3. Do you think Drew and Maggie ever dated?
Well, and he thought she was hot from behind. Remember when they first showed up to the open auditions?
He thought she was punk.
Yeah, he was catcalling and he didn't realize it was her. I totally bet they banged later on.
Well, I wasn't going to go that far, but that tracks as horny as Drew is.
Yeah, let's just say that a 12-year-old girl is probably just his speed with where he's at mentally in his maturity level.
I didn't mean they dated right now.
Oh, no.
Maybe
no,
later.
I totally feel you, but that's why she's so tickled when he gives her that little kiss on the cheek. And she definitely has a crush on him because only a 12-year-old girl wouldn't know better. Only a 12-year-old girl would look at this little pervy creep and find him attractive or amusing in any way. So my guess is, though, with Maggie being as sassy and great, and of course Shannon Doherty being as great as she is, in a couple of years, Maggie probably outgrew him. So I don't think that ship ever sailed. She's way too sassy to deal with somebody like him.
Maybe she puts him in his place and turns his attitude around.
Exactly. Maybe there could have been a late 80s, early 90s sequel there where Maggie sets his ass straight. I don't know. We'll never know.
Well, that's going to wrap it up for Girls Just Want to Have Fun. If you are interested in checking this movie out now, at the time of this recording, it is currently pay streaming on Amazon and Hulu. It is also free on Pluto TV and Tubi. So try and check it out. Personally, I've got the DVD, y'all, so I'm good anytime I want to go.
I do too. I have the DVD, but I just watched it for free on Amazon Prime if you have Prime.
Exactly. All right. So thank you, everyone, for listening to another episode. And I want to thank my co-host, Nikki Flicks, and our guest star, Ricky, Miss DTV herself. Thank you guys so much for joining me. And until next time, bye.
This is Ricky saying, no matter how hard you try, you'll never be as good as me.
I'll be back.
Get the fuck out of here. No, I cannot.
Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Why don't you get the fuck out of here? Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here.
Hey listeners, Movie Miss here. Listen, I know you have a lot of options when it comes to podcasts, so thank you for listening to the show. I know everybody says this, but for a fledgling little show like ours that's just hanging on, it would really help us if you could subscribe, rate, and review the show on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, Good Pods. We're also on Pandora, Audible, Amazon Music. It would really help us grow the show and reach more people if you could subscribe and then rate and review, which is really the key part of it. Make sure to be part of our bad movie conversation by following us on social media. Interact with me on social media. I'm on Instagram at Movie Miss, which is movie_miss. The show is on Instagram at Let's Talk Turkeys. Also on Blue Sky at Let's Talk Turkeys and Facebook. You can also chat with like-minded bad movie lovers in our Facebook discussion group. Also, hit me up on socials if you want to be a guest on the show. Always looking for guests. I can assign you a movie, something we think is fun, or you can bring a movie that you think is a bad movie if it has a low Rotten Tomatoes score, or you just really don't like the movie, but you like to talk about it. That's half the fun, I think. Again, this goes without saying, but I'm going to say it. Without you, the show wouldn't still be kicking around. So thank you so much for hanging in there with us.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.